When I first started real estate, I hated role play because I felt so weird. I felt so self-conscious. I felt so awkward, but I did it anyway, and that made all the difference. Hi there, my name is Kevin Ward, the founder of Yes Masters Real Estate Success Community, helping you get more yeses and more successes in your business and in your life, and helping you get those yeses without the BS. Now, if you've not seen the first video in this series on how to start role-playing scripts, click on the link in the description below and go and watch that video first. And that is, how do I actually start role-playing scripts? And how do I find the best role-play partners and so forth? Talk about that in that video. In this video, I'm gonna talk about how to do the role-play session, how to actually make your role-play most effective so that you can get good fast. Because, they say practice makes perfect, but the reality is that effective practice, or as one coach said it, perfect practice makes perfect. Because if you practice doing something wrong, then all you're doing is mastering how to do something wrong, right? So you want to make sure that you're practicing correctly so that the practice is helping you get better. So we want practice to make perfect. So here's how you do it. So I'm going to give you 5 steps to awesome role play in this video. Number 1 is play with players only. Role play with players. Like role play with people who are actually in the game, making money, setting real estate. They're actually talking to people. They're actually setting appointments. They're actually going those appointments. They're actually getting listings and selling them. Because if you're practicing with somebody who's not actually in the game and actually doing it, you're not going to get it's not going to be realistic, because they don't know what real sellers are going to say, the real objections and all that, because they're really not in that mindset. Now, I'll tell you this, the best practice is to practice with real sellers. That's the best practice. That means actually prospect. And in the prospect, if you're like, well, I'm just not good yet, that's okay. Just call for sell by owners and pretend like you're practicing on them. Like, don't worry about getting an appointment or not, just practice on them. And then if you accidentally mess up and get an appointment, oh well, so you go out and make $10,000, good for you. That's just, you got paid for practicing that day. But seriously, you want to play with people who are actually in the game when you're role playing with other agents and so forth. And you can go to our Facebook group, Yes Masters Real Estate Success Community, join that group and find great role play partners there in that group who are actually using the Book of Yes. They're using the no BS scripts that will help you get yes without the BS. You can also, if you don't have a copy of this, and I've mentioned this in a previous video, go to thebookofyes.com, get a free copy. All you do is pay shipping and handling, tell us where to send it, and we'll send you a copy of the book. All right, so number 1, play with players only. Number 2, no small talk. If you're role playing with another agent and you're doing it on the phone, you need to know we're role playing today from 7:30 to 8 a.m. At 7:30, you're calling them, they answer, it's like, hello, hi, I'm calling about the house for sale by owner. Are you the owner? You immediately jump into the script. Okay, don't go, hey, how's it going? How's your prospecting going? How's business? Oh, how's the weather? And then, because what's happening is you're procrastinating. You don't want to practice because role play makes you feel uncomfortable. Well, you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable, and the more you role play, you'll get to where you're comfortable with it. And then you'll actually get to where you love it. Okay, you get addicted to role play when you do this all the time. So no small talk. When they answer, you go right into the scripts. And then you do it, role play, then you switch, they role play. If you're just doing like short scripts, then you role play back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You're the seller, and then you're the agent, and then you're the seller, and then you're the agent, and you just go back and forth and just rattle it off. Now, if you got feedback for them or they have feedback for you, cool, but the key is you're there to practice, not to chat. All right, and then at the end of the call, boom, you got to get going, you got to start making money. So no small talk. All right. Number 3, if you want to role play like a pro and become a pro through role play, is practice as if it's real. In other words, you want to role play as if this is a real seller. This is a real opportunity. It's a real lead. It's a real appointment. It's a real listing appointment. So I want to do everything, my body language, everything exactly as if it was the real thing. Okay, as much as you can do it. So if I'm role playing on the phone and it's a listing presentation that I'm role playing, I may be on the phone, I maybe have a headset on, but I'm going to use my body. I'm going to actually do it as if I am sitting there with a seller. I'm showing them this market analysis. I'm actually doing it as if I was actually in the listing presentation. Now, there is a couple of exceptions, kind of advanced role play techniques that you can do that are not realistic. And that is one, for example, is the Italian run-through. And the Italian run-through is where you role play a script at hyper speed. Okay, so you're doing the script as fast as you can, and they're answering fast. Okay, and the way they answer fast is they do it like a yes or no question. Everything's yes, no. If it's a long answer, then their answer is blah, blah, blah. And then you repeat affirm, boom, and you just keep going. Bam, 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 and just going back and forth. And what that's helping you do is get to where you're internalizing the script so that you don't have to think about what comes next because it just flows out. And then when you get into the real conversation in real life, everything feels like it's slowed down. And this is stuff like Steph Curry for the Golden State Warriors when he's practicing basketball. When he's doing his three-point shooters, he practices shooting the ball so fast that when he gets into a game, he can actually slow down. And then you have more, then everything is, you're more in control. So that's another advanced technique. But other than that, you want to role play as if this is a real conversation. So you're not there to mess around, to clown around. You want to, because you're programming your mind. You're programming, you're creating muscle memory with the words and the tonality and the interaction. And so the more realistic it is, the more your subconscious mind goes like, okay, when I'm actually prospecting, or I'm actually on the phone, or I'm actually in a listing appointment, your subconscious mind goes, oh, I do this all the time. Piece of cake. And so you're comfortable and confident because your subconscious mind feels at home. Okay, it feels comfortable. It feels right because your subconscious mind knows you're trained for this. All right. Number 4, the fourth thing to make it role play really effective is you always want to be standing up. Okay. I don't know if you noticed this or not, but I do almost all my videos, I'm standing, and there is a reason. I have a stand-up desk. So when I'm doing my coaching calls with my coaching members, I'm always standing up. Why? Because you have more energy when you're standing up. And when you have more energy, you sound more exciting. And when you are more exciting, people are more interested in talking to you. Then when you're sitting down and your posture makes your voice less powerful, you tend to have less energy and you are less effective. You're not as great of a communicator as you are when you're standing up. All right, so always stand up. And then 5th, and this is probably one of the, I don't know if it's the most important, but it's definitely important. And it's a key to effective role play. And that is you always get the desired outcome on every script. I'm going to say it again. You always get the desired outcome on every script. So when you role play a prospecting appointment, like an expired or for sale by owner appointment or whatever it is like that, you always get the appointment. Okay? You always get the appointment. So your role play partner needs to know that for them to role play with you, they have to be a motivated seller. If they're going to be a for sale by owner, they have to be a motivated for sale by owner. And the reason is because you don't need any practice talking to people who aren't moving. Right? You don't need practice talking to somebody who's not motivated to sell their house, because somebody who's not motivated to sell their house isn't going to list with you, and you're not going to sell their house. You're not going to make any money. So how much time do I need to practice not getting an appointment? How much time do I need to practice not getting a listing? Now, some agents will mistakenly say, well, yeah, but that's realistic. You're going to get a lot of people who aren't motivated. Right. I don't need practice on that. Okay? Because what can I do? I can't help them. So I don't need to practice mastering how to get a no. I need to practice mastering getting a yes. So I only want to role play with a motivated seller. Okay? Or if you're role playing buyer scripts, which are in the Book of Yes as well, I only want to role play with a motivated buyer. Now, they may be a hard seller. They may have a lot of objections, and that depends on the rule, how advanced you are and what you're role playing that day. So it can be a tough seller. I'm not saying they all should be a pushover, but what I am saying is don't waste your time role-playing a listing presentation. And so are you definitely ready to sell your property? I don't know. I don't know if I want to sell or not. Well, why am I here? Why would you be in a listing appointment with somebody who doesn't know if they want to sell or not? Be kind of like going to the doctor, and the doctor says, so what's going on? Oh, nothing. I just like coming to the doctor's office and wanted to hang. Well, why are you here? Right? Doctors don't treat healthy people. You don't go to a doctor unless you need a doctor. Right? So they don't need a real estate agent. Why would you show up? Why would you try to convince somebody to sell their house when they're not moving? So you always get the desired outcome, which means you always practice with a motivated seller, and that's got to be a rule of your role play. So if you're role playing with them, they got to be a motivated seller. When you're the seller, you got to be a motivated seller. Okay? Now, there's all kinds of scenarios, doesn't mean be a pushover, but it means that you always get the desired outcome, which means if you're prospecting a lead follow-up script or a prospecting script, you always get the appointment. If you're practicing the listing presentation, you always get the listing, because you don't need to practice failing. Your subconscious mind needs to know that when I start this presentation, I always get the yes every time. That's what you want to practice. The outcome doesn't mean it has to be easy, that the other role play partner has to like be easy on you, but it means that they have to. You keep going, you stay on the script, you stay with it, you handle the objections, you're gonna get the listing. That's the way it is. Same with if you're handling objections, the other partner has to let your objection handler overcome it. All right? Now, again, the more experienced and skilled players you get and you play with, the better that's going to work and the better you're going to get. You want it to be realistic, but I can have realistic conversations with non-motivated people and fail and don't make any money. Or I can have realistic conversations with motivated sellers, and yes, I get appointments and you get listings and you make money. So you want to practice that group of people, motivated clients. All right? So that is how to role play like a pro. If you have questions or comments, post them down in the comments below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Share this with other agents that you know that are struggling with getting appointments, getting listings, and pass it on to them. Get a copy of the Book of Yes. If you've not done that, at thebookofyes.com, you can get a free copy. Just pay shipping and let us know where to send it, and we'll get that sent off to you right away. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done that, and I'll see you on the next video. And if you role play like a pro over and over and consistently, guess what? You can always expect yes.